another Witchy Wednesday. Sorry I missed last week. A lot of things going on here. So I didn't get to film. What we are going to be covering today is shielding techniques. So, I just realized that I'm missing one of my resources that I wanted to have put up. Let's get that pulled up, shall we? Alright, so shielding is not a bad idea for anyone, but it's especially helpful for people who are empaths or highly sensitive. Shielding is very easy to do. It generally just requires a visualization. And it's up to you on what that visualization looks like. So for me personally, I tend to visualize myself sitting with sort of an egg-shaped kind of energy field around me. I tend to do the color in a light pink, similar to the color of a rose quartz. So it only lets love in. That's what I program it for. You can set the intention for your shield to do whatever you would like it to do. I'm going to go into details about shield colors, shield types, and all of that in just a moment. So really, visualization is all it takes. If you're not a fan of visualization, or visualization is hard for you, I would suggest feeling. Like, imagine that you're feeling this energy shield around you, okay? So one of those two, whichever one works better for you. Visualization comes fairly easy for me because I'm a very visual person, so that's what I use. Now, you can make your shield look like anything you want. For me, mine tends to be like kind of a transparent pink. You can make it completely solid color. You can make it out of rock, like a castle wall, if that's what you want to do. Just keep in mind what the purpose of your shield is for. So for me, I tend to use it to keep negative energy out. I just heard a weird sound over here. It's probably one of my cats. So I tend to use mine to keep negative energy out, but I still want to allow positive energy in. So that's why I make it kind of transparent, but pink. Maybe translucent is the right word. I don't know. Translucent. Yeah. And I specifically set the intention that negative cannot pass through it, either from me or from somebody else, because I don't want my negative energy affecting someone else. And that only, positive energy can pass through my shield. So there's a lot of different ways you can do it, though. You may want to close your eyes when you do it. You may want to meditate for a bit when you do. You may want to ask your deity, your spiritual allies, your spirit guides, your spirit animal. You may want to ask them to reinforce it for you. That's something else you can do. You can kind of program a crystal, like one that is a protective type stone, or one that absorbs negative energy, like this is black tourmaline. You could program the crystal to shield you. That would work as well. Same thing, set your visualization, set your intent, or your feeling if you're not wanting to visualize for whatever reason, if it's difficult for you. And use the crystal. There are a lot of people that like to do that method, and then they know when they carry this crystal in their pocket, they have a shield. So if that is something that interests you, do it that way. There's like hundreds and hundreds of ways to do shielding. So see what works best for you, what makes you feel best. So your shield can be different colors, and if you are into color meanings, that may be very significant for you. So let's talk about some color meanings. Red, okay? Red is, of course, associated with the root chakra. It's a color that's passion, energy, also lust, war, strength. There's self-confidence. There's a lot of things that come from red. So think about that if you're going to go with red. Orange is, of course, your sacral chakra. Creativity. I have my little list up over here so I remember. Happiness, motivation, those kinds of things. Yellow, which is the same color as the solar plexus chakra. That's going to help you with like intellect, mental activities. It reduces anxiety. It can. I may not say it specifically, it does. It can, depending on you. Every person is different. Green is associated with the heart chakra, of course. Prosperity, luck, nature, things like that are going to go with green. Blue is associated with the throat chakra, calm, peaceful, communication also, hope, dreams, that kind of thing comes from blue. Purple is associated with your third eye chakra up here. Justice, royalty. Purple is often associated with royalty. If you think of your third eye chakra, meditation, divination, those kinds of things. So that's what purple is going to be associated with. Indigo, which is like a dark blue, is good for actually, I usually see those reversed. It's kind of weird. Normally I see indigo here and purple for the crown. Whatever feels right to you, go with that, okay? There is no like specific right or wrong way. Sorry, I need to turn my phone off. Let me just. Okay, there we go. There is no like only one way to do things when it comes to sort of the witchy, like paganism type stuff. If anyone tells you there's only one way to do it, back away, because they're not right. You do what fits for you, okay? So indigo is also good for meditation, astral travel, higher learning. White is purity, spirituality, peace. It helps keep away negativity. Brown is like groundedness, camouflage. Black is mystery, self-control, receptivity. A lot of things, actually. So if you don't resonate with one of these meanings, like maybe black means something else to you, go with that. Go with what feels right to you. Anytime you are watching a YouTube video, listening to a podcast, reading a book about something spiritual, witchy, pagan, that sort of thing, take what feels right to you, and ignore the rest. If it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you. Everybody is different. So, don't ever think that there is only one way to do things, okay? That just gives you a little bit of an idea of colors. So, if you are into colors, just think about what you associate with that color, right? And that's what's then going to be associated with your shield, because it's really based on your intention. So for you, maybe red is a calming color. And so you might use red with that intention rather than, you know, some of the other more, I guess, traditional meanings of the color red. So just think of it like that. What works for you, that's what you should do. Okay? Now, as far as what your shield is made out of. So, I tend to make mine out of, it's hard to describe how I picture it. It kind of is like a bubble. Like the way that it looks kind of textured. But it's pink. It's not like iridescent like a bubble is. And I don't personally make it round. I make it an egg shape. For some reason, that's what I've always done. Some people will tell you to make it round. If that's what you like, do it. Some people will make it sort of the shape of them, right, to fit your body. Just make sure you make it far enough out that like your aura is also in there. And that's whatever feels right to you, that's gonna work. If you don't believe in auras at all, don't worry about it. So, I tend to make mine kind of like a bubble, is what's always worked for me. Sometimes when I feel like I need extra, I will ask my deities or angels or spirit guides or something like that to kind of reinforce it for me. So if that's something that interests you, then go for it. Try it out. Try different things and see what works for you. As far as what you make it out of, I already said that, but I didn't really talk about it because I get on tangents easy. Sorry. So mine's made out of a bubble, like I said. You can make yours out of something more substantial. You can make it out of, like, you can literally make it a wall. That's probably going to keep everything out. So think about the purpose before you figure out the material. Also, if you're really heavy into elements and maybe what your element is, you might want to think about making the shield related to your element if that's something you like. So, for example, if you really like the fire element, maybe your shield's a fire shield. You know, not one that would necessarily hurt other people, but maybe that's how it keeps negativity out. It burns it. But, you know, positive energy can come through it, you know, unharmed. Or something like that. If air is the element you feel closest to, maybe you want to make yours sort of like a funnel of wind around you. You know, if you water, maybe it's like water is around you, or, you know, your shield kind of like pours down, you know, from the top and forms a shape or whatever. If you are good with the element earth, maybe it's leaves. Maybe there's flowers blooming on it. Maybe it's wood. You know, whatever works for you. Maybe it's vines. So experiment with it, play with it, see what feels good to you. You know, if you try a shield and you go out into the world and you still feel like you're getting all this negativity, first of all, you can change it at any time. So, you know, change it then. And, you know, just see what else works, you know. Maybe you tried one color, but that didn't really work well for you. You can also layer it. You know, you could have a red layer, and then a yellow layer, and then a blue layer, or something like that. I don't see why you can't swirl some colors together and have multiple colors in one shield. Do what works for you. It could be striped. It could be polka dotted. You know, whatever feels right. Okay? Let me see if I have anything else I want to cover. Some people like to go a little farther with the visualization, and they will, say, ground themselves first by imagining like a cord of light, say, going through your spine or your chakras, if you like to work with chakras, going down into the core of the earth, and then energy from the core of the earth coming back up that cord, and your shield kind of coming out from you. Based on, you know, like the energy that came up the cord then comes out and becomes your shield. So that's certainly possible too. The earth can definitely give you energy, and then you've also grounded yourself beforehand, and that's kind of nice too. So that's a possibility if you like that type of a visualization. I'm trying to think. There are so many ways to do a shield. I would make sure when you're shielding to clear your shield on a daily basis as well. There's a million ways to do that too. You could imagine fire is burning off anything clinging to your shield. You can ask your deities, your spirit allies. You can imagine it being like sucked off like with a vacuum. Just do some sort of clearing to clear anything that may have like stuck to your shield. So very easy to do that too. Simple visualization. or feeling. You know, if you're not into visualization, like I said, maybe you feel, you get the sense that maybe something is stuck to your shield. So set the intention to clear it in whatever way feels right to you until you feel that it's gone. Okay. Keep yourself, you know, positive as much as you can. You can charm jewelry, like a necklace, to add to your shield, much like you could use a crystal. It's basically just setting an intent. I personally don't do a lot with like ritual and ceremony, and I don't do really in-depth magic like that. I keep mine simple, practical, and easy to use. I believe that setting an intention is often all it takes. Okay? So some people, if they wanted to say use a crystal for their shield, they may want to do some sort of ritual, imbuing the crystal with that. And if that's what you want to do, go for it. There's like a fuzzy hanging on it. Let's not do that. For me, I simply set an intention. That's all I do. So the biggest underlying theme, if you have not figured it out, is to do what feels right for you, not what feels right for others, okay? Don't think that you're doing it wrong because you're not doing it like someone else does. If that's what works for you, if that's what feels right to you, then do that, okay? If you have any other questions on shielding, let me know, leave a comment below, and I'll get back to you. I would by no means say I'm an expert in shielding, but it is something I've been doing for a long time. I'll see if I can get a few resources to link in the description box. There is an article by Tess Whitehurst that is shielding and boundary setting tips for empaths that I have read that's pretty good. It doesn't talk about just shielding, it talks about a lot of things. Using fabrics to shield yourself, like things like that. So I'll put a link to that below in case you're interested. Any resources I can come up with to give more info on shielding. So thank you for joining me today. I appreciate you spending some time with me, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.